Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd, and today we're going to talk about Stinkor. Now it's funny, I know I did a video on Stinkor yesterday, and I was getting ready to buy another Stinkor because I realized I was missing the head, and I thought I need to get one that's unaltered, so I have one that's before I did any customization on it. And the crazy part was, I started looking through all my boxes, seeing if I had one still in the box. I thought, I don't have one in the box. There's no way I have one in the box. Then I started looking through my figures, and sure enough, I had an unaltered one. Hooray! But I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through some cool stuff. So we're going to talk about how to fix his forearms, how to fix this guy's broken legs, and I'm going to do it live right here so you guys can ask questions while I'm doing it, and I can respond to the questions in the video. Hey, Delaxorian, it has been a minute. Anyway, let me go ahead and switch the camera around. Burp. Switch that camera around. And I'm going to do the leg fix first just because the water's still hot and I need to get to it right away. So let me go ahead and get another board out. Now it's funny is I didn't know I had an old vintage one, and I was going to buy an old vintage one just for a video in the future, and lo and behold I have one. The last vintage one I had him in my coat pocket for a long time, and I forgot that I had him in my pocket, and then I ended up giving it to my mom one day because she was leaving to go somewhere, and I wasn't going to see her for a while. And being Stinkor is the one that reminds me of me, I figured that'd be a cool one to give her. So that's why I ended up giving her that Stinkor, and then I found another one, which was really cool. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. I accidentally forgot my screwdrivers. Hold on, I got my other tools over here, but I forgot my screwdrivers, so hold up a sec. Sorry about that. Okay, I am back. People probably left and thought, what the heck? My video's frozen. No, it's not frozen for those that just joined. I forgot my screwdrivers. So let's get going with that. So his legs are super loose. I don't even know where I got him from, but let's go and take his armor off first. Now, if you guys didn't know, Stinkor was actually the exact same body as Merman. They actually took Merman and they painted him, or put him in black and painted these white stripes, gave him some red gloves, and then of course an orange piece here. And they took Mechanex's armor and made that his armor. And what's funny, if you look at the old pictures of Stinkor in the books and stuff, you'll see that his body is supposed to be furry. He's supposed to have Beastman's body and Merman's head, which would have been really cool, but they used also Beastman's body for Mossman. So it's kind of weird to have all these guys running around the same. So my goal is to get this rubber band out of there and replace it with one of these right here. So let's go ahead and get the hot water over here. And let's just dunk them in there. Blub, 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 blub. And while that's sitting in there, let's go ahead and talk about any questions you guys may have. Let me take a look at the questions in the form. Oh, only got one from Laxorian. It says, been a minute. All right, so let's just let him sit in there for a while. And while he's sitting in there, let's talk about Origins. Now, I made a whole video on Origins, and mine did not have any smell in it. So I got some patchouli oil, and I ended up putting cotton balls in here and sticking patchouli oil drops in there. And when I first did it, it was so strong, I had to keep them in a Ziploc baggie because it was so bad. It just stunk. And my wife complained about the smell of it. Now it's kind of dissipated since then, but that's a really easy way to do it. Just shove in some cotton balls with a screwdriver in the bottom, add your patchouli oil, and bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a stinky Stinkor. And that's a cool, easy, fast way to do it. All right, let me go ahead and see if anybody's left a comment yet. No comments? Come on, you guys, ask some questions, and I can answer them maybe. So we shall see. All right. Let's go ahead and start pulling his legs off. Are you pulling my leg? Yes, I am pulling your leg, Stinkor. All right, so we get the rubber band out of there. And sometimes you get really lucky. Oh, I didn't get lucky. And it will come right out of there without causing any damage. And it started to, but then at the last minute it snapped because it has that rot in there. So now to get this out, all you have to do is get a screwdriver like this. And the older ones were glued in pretty good, but the newer ones usually pop out, and this is considered a newer one in the line, which I know it's still super old, but they didn't glue them as much, if I remember right. So it should be, there we go, a whole lot easier to get out of there. If I ever get out of there. Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, it's got a lot of dry rot in that rubber piece. And your goal is to get all the rubber piece out completely without damaging the leg. So you want to scoop up and under it and try to get it out of there. Like I said, sometimes you're lucky and it comes out just in one nice piece. But we're not going to have that kind of luck today. Not today, Hebrew. Oh, so close. So close. There we go. Dig on out of there. Now, in the past, I would have used some hook eye screws and some O-rings and would have screwed them in here and ran the O-rings through there. But now that they have those cool bands that are made, and I use the ones from Lee Toys, and I have a link in the description for if you want to buy your own. They are generally about $1 a piece, I believe. You usually buy them in a pack, but I think sometimes shipping can be crazy for them. And I tried to make a deal with the guy, saying, "Look, I don't make videos showing off your stuff. Can you just send me some?" He's like, "No, dude." I'm like, "Oh man, well, you got a good product anyway. I'm gonna buy them any old way." So, not a sponsored link. I had to buy my own. All right, there we go. Nice and cleaned out. Get them pliers out. Yes, I do have pliers to get things out too. I got these cool little hook ones right here. Chop, chop. But I find it's easier just to go around them, and I'm going to heat this one up again. Bloop. Stick it on in there. All right, let's check out some other comments. Have you tried printing leg connectors out of TPU material maybe? I have not, being that I can buy these so inexpensively, and I have a ton of these in my kits. So when I bought them, shipping was so expensive. I think I bought close to 100 of them because I figured, what the heck, I might as well get a bunch in case I have any other figures to fix someday in the future. And I didn't want to have to go back and find the guy again and buy him again. So I ended up buying tons and tons of those connectors. And then I only have used like maybe 4 or 5 of them so far. So I still have tons of connectors left. All right, let's see if I can get this one out easier. There we go. And again, you have to get up and under it. Oh, am I going to get this one out easier this time? Oh, no, it's just going to rip on me. That dry rot in this rubber just does some awful things to your parts and your legs. Wasn't as bad as the other side. It did come out a little easier. Now, if I'm trying to save a figure that is like really old and worth a lot, I will get a donor figure instead of using the other bands and carefully remove it. So when I did my custom Wonder Bread He-Man, I actually used a leg band from a different donor figure and stuck it in there. So I went and found a good figure online and then just use that. All right, so my legs are ready. There they are. Ooh, and now I will put the he band. Actually, not called he bands. My hands are all sticky. I can feel the stuff they use in the plastic to make them stink coming out. He wasn't sticky before I started. Sticky, sticky. So I'll probably have to wash them with soap and water when I'm all done to get rid of that sticky film. Let's just hold that down there at the bottom where it's the hottest. Now let's see if we can't. Now, I don't know why I do this. I've always started with the right leg for some reason. I don't know why I always use the right leg, habit or what it is, but I've always just, even before when I used to do the ones with the O-rings. Fit in there. That looks pretty good. All right, let's check your guys' questions. You can download a 3D model of the mold for the leg connectors, but I'm not sure what kind of material you should use. That silicone would be too stretchy, I guess. Let's see. But it'd be cool for your project if you could 3D print some out. It would be kind of cool. Yes, shipping is definitely the problem. Yep, I have seen some 3D printer ones, and I even got one time from somebody who gave some to me for free when they were building them, and they were just awful. And I know everyone swears by how good they are and everything else. You know, this guy was selling them, and they just dissolved on me, and they were just horrible, awful. Now the hard part is getting this strung in the right spot. Don't use the hole in the front. Use the hole way up across the top. That's where you have to go. So make sure you got way up across the top. And you got to grab them without breaking them. Don't break. Don't break. There we go. And these will break pretty easy. I haven't broke one yet, but I can feel that they are a little more rubbery than the original ones that were in there. Come on, Zibita. Oh, there we go. I got a good grasp. Oh, I had a good grasp on it. I just keep missing it. It's so close, but yet no cigar again. Ugh. There we go. There it is. Let's go ahead and jam this leg on in there, see if I can get it. Jam on it. There we go. There we go. Much better. Once it cools off, it will tighten up a little bit more, and that will be it. Whew. What a pain, but so much better than the legs I had before. You can feel them slowly tightening up as the rubber cools down. Stand, man, stand. All right, so I'll go and slide this all aside so we can talk about the classics problem. All right. The reason I wanted to have a vintage Stinkor for this video is for this one purpose, and this one purpose only, and that is to make fun of Mattel. What? Make fun of Mattel? Yes. Sometimes you just gotta. So Mattel, they gave us this Stinkor figure. Stinkor. And it was pretty cool. And it looked very much like our original 80s figure, except for one major thing. And that is they stuck these arms on backwards. These points right here are supposed to be on the outside of the arm, not on the inside of the arm. And it's like, oh man, come on. First we got reversed shoulders, and now we got reversed forearms. And so at the time, Scott Knightlick, he was the guy who was trying to save face with Mattel, and he basically said that it was a design choice. That's what they came out saying. It's a design choice that we put them on backwards. So I made a funny picture showing this guy with his arm swapped, and I posted it online. And I said, it's a design choice. You know, and so I was kind of messing with that. So here's your problem. If you're to fix this and get the arms going the other way out instead of going in, you have to take these pins, take them out, and then swap them around. But if you swap these arms, now this white or grayish paint is on the inside of this arm and it's on the inside of this arm. So to fix it, and I fixed a ton of these back in the day. I just had a ton of these guys purchased. I was fixing them and selling them like crazy. What you have to do, and you can see the fixed one here with the arms on the outside like it's supposed to be, you have to actually paint it black, and then take some white paint and mix it with a little bit of black to get your gray and repaint on the pattern onto the forearm. And then once you repaint the pattern on the forearm, you have to carefully put it back together without destroying it. And so I think at one time I had like 6 of these all lined up, forearms boiling in the hot water like you saw earlier with the legs, doing that. But look how much better it looks to have the forearms go in the right direction. Let's see if I straighten these out, you can just see how ridiculous this one looks with his forearms tucked in the sides. So, and you can even see it's not right. It's just not right. And then also for him, I swapped out the feet. And you can see here's the original feet. Got the regular duck feet there. And then here you have Hordak's feet. I just took Hordak's feet, painted them orange, put him on there. It looks so much better. Gives us that 2000X vibe. So that's why I decided to give him Hordak's feet. I can tuck Hordak back into his throne over here. You can fit Hordak. There we go. Hordak's ready back to push the button. All right, let me check out your guys' comment. Whenever Mattel announces something new in Origins, I comment on the latest Moto videos to remind them that the line is dead. Yes. Let's see, now he's talking how the next few waves will only be going to Europe because the movie flopped. What? Oh, I don't say his name. It's like Baltimore. Hey now, I like Scott Knightlick. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have classics. Yeah, the shipping is crazy. Like I said, that's why I bought like, I don't know, 5 or 10 packs. I don't know if I bought 10 packs of 10 or 5 packs of 20. I forgot what it was, but let me see how many's in each pack. I can tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I bought 10 packs of 10 just so I can save on shipping. So yeah, I went a little crazy, but I figured this way I'll have them forever till the end of time. And I've used them for all kinds of different figure fixes, so it works good. All right. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Greg says, love your ingenuity when it comes to your customizing. So speaking of customizing, there's one more thing I did, and that is this tube right here. I want to talk about this tube because it's really cool. Let me go grab my 2000X figures. Hold up. There he is. got cases of 2000X figures behind you. You can't see me pulling them out. But I'll take this one case and just set it right here so you guys can see the mess and mayhem. And we got 2 different Stratos figures in 2000X. Where is it? There he is. This was the second one we got, I think. No, it might have been the first one we got. You know what? This is the first one we got, but I added the second pieces on there, and he has flapping wings. Flap, 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 flap. What I did was I took his hose up your nose with a rubber hose, and I cut it off as close as I could to this part right here. And then I just took and jammed it up on his armor there. It's not glued in or nothing. And put it in his hand, and it matches nicely. It's the same blue. And I pretend like that's what he uses to release the smell from the tanks. Now I was tempted to put one on the gun too, kind of hook it up to the tanks as well, like he's the Super Soaker gun. But I thought, he's got this little canister on there. He can just refill it himself and be autonomous, and he can also hand it to somebody else to use. But I thought it'd be cool to have this button he can push to release the gas from his tanks and have that extra piece. So that's kind of a fun little quick design that I just stole from this guy. Yes, I have gone through lots of Stratoses for different customs and stuff, and I stole his little blue handle, and I think it makes a really cool addition to make your Stinkor really pop. Now, I did give him the secondary head. You can tell by the ears, and like I said, feet, new feet, swapped forearms. Stratos has an S for Stinkor now instead of Stratos, and there we go. That is my go-to Stinkor. All right, let me fix his arms back. Ugh. And let's check out your guys' questions. Oh, his armor's coming apart. Stand. Todd, a good customizer? You're kidding me. I've watched videos at 4 a.m. my time. Just to remind him how bad he is. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Feeling the love. That is funny. All right. Anyway, that's all I got. Just want to do those fixes, and I didn't have time. Oh, you know what? We got to have some fun with Stinkor. Hold on a second. Lights off. Is it going to work? Hooray. Let me turn these extra lights off on the side here. All right, turn off this light here. There we go. And let's take the cool Stinkor. Let's get the green lights going. Where's my remote control? On. Bum, 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 bum. We'll just slide them right up there. We'll zoom the camera in a little bit. Get it so it's just right. There we go. It's just so hard to move this tripod. And now it's time to add the green stench of evil, evil, evil. Oh. Dun 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 dun. Oh, look at that. So cool. Whew. That does look really cool when you get all the stenchy stuff going on in there. Oh yeah. Of course, now my room's all smoky again. Anyway, that's all I got. Final chance for questions. And I think that's it. Thanks for joining me. And like they say, let me turn the camera around. Oh, thanks for joining me. And like they say in the 1987 movie, good journey. And I'll see you guys next video. Stinkor! And that's it. Bye now.